It's the high school football game of the week.
Listen, man, tonight is the night to make a name for yourself.
Not one, but two of the best games in the Triad every Friday.
All comes down to today.
Catch the action on WTOB 980 AM and 96.7 FM.
Who got my back? I got your back.
Or tune in to our second game on WCOG 1320 AM. Both games powered by TobaccoRoadSportsRadio.com, your home for Triad Sports.
Welcome to Bobo's Deli and Grill in Winston-Salem, now featuring our brand new patio. Come enjoy the game day vibe or a relaxing meal outside on our newly renovated patio. At Bobo's, we serve more than just great food, we serve our neighbors. Quick, friendly service every time. And with football here, try our event catering. Whether it's game day, school events, or family celebrations, Bobo caters to any size group. Bobo's Deli and Grill, 3478 Robin Hood Road in Winston-Salem. Tired of your current salon double booking you, not giving you what you asked for, or just looking for a change? Come visit Studio 98, where we have a dedicated team to make you look and feel your best. Whether you need a cut, a touch-up, or a fun new color to try, Studio 98 has you covered. Book an appointment today at 336-293-4877, or come visit us at 405 Thurston Street in Winston-Salem.
Keep your car running smoother longer with Beamer Tire and Auto Repair in Kernersville and Greensboro. Whether you're due for a quick oil change or your vehicle just needs a complete tune-up, the experienced team at Beamer will help improve performance, fuel efficiency, and reliability. Don't wait for a warning light or a breakdown. Stay ahead of costly repairs with regular maintenance from a team that you can trust. Schedule your appointment at BeamerTire.com today. Beamer Tire and Auto Repair, keeping the Triad moving.
Greensboro's favorite hangout is calling your name. Natty Green's Downtown invites you to experience the heart and soul of downtown Greensboro's vibrant dining scene. Enjoy our mouth-watering dishes from juicy burgers to savory barbecue and everything in between. And what's a great meal without great brews? Natty Green's offers a hand-picked selection of craft beers that will perfectly complement your dining experience. So come on over to Natty Green's Downtown Greensboro. Find us at 345 South Elm Street or visit nattygreens.com online. Give us a call at 336-274-1373. You are locked into Tobacco Road Sports Radio, your home for Triad Sports.
And you know this, man.
This should be played at high volume.
Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Carolina Times with me, Jeffrey Griffin, on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. Happy Wednesday. Give yourself a big old pat on the back. Bravo and well done. You made it halfway through the work week. That's right. So we got tomorrow, Friday, and then, friends, we are on to the weekend. And August is just about done, which means you can start decorating for Halloween, right? I kid you not. We may do it this weekend. So it's the 26th of August. Stella May, the grumpy English bulldog, is meandering around the old home place. So Stella says, hey. All right. And the big news, of course, and there's no way that we can just kind of bypass this without getting it out. Dolly Parton, the queen of country music, the best-selling country music recording artist of all time, 11 Grammys, inspired millions of children to take up the love of reading. And just really, as somebody said, is this the rapture and Dolly was the only one available? I mean, it is sad for all of us, and our world, our realm is a little bit darker today, but heaven shines brightly with the arrival of Dolly Parton. And so just what an extraordinary life, well lived, and really, and so much that's gone under the radar. And Dolly was never one to shy away from front and center in the spotlight and let's get out the rhinestones and make it work. But millions of dollars to the people in Tennessee and Western North Carolina and the ongoing rebuild and recovery efforts from the hurricane and literacy initiatives. Here's one little token for you. Now, of course, I Will Always Love You was Dolly's song before it was Whitney's song, but yet Dolly got residuals from her work on that song and being the songwriter in chief. And that was millions of dollars, which she very quietly, to no acclaim, poured into shopping areas that were underserved and primarily served men and women of color in rural counties in Tennessee. And it was millions of dollars. She never kept any of the money, the proceeds from Whitney Houston's edition of I Will Always Love You. That went to support economic recovery efforts in communities of color throughout Tennessee. And one of those little things that we never talk about, but much love. And if your eyes are a bit misty today, you are not the only one. And also just got word within the last hour that Tim Curry, acclaimed actor and Broadway performer, one of the brightest lights on the Great White Way, also passed away. And Tim Curry and Dolly Parton sharing a year of birth, and that both were 80 years old. Of course, Curry, best known for his tour de force performance in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but a ton of movies, a ton of Broadway, special appearances on TV. He suffered a major stroke in 2012 and has had several health concerns in the year since. But again, and tonight the lights of Broadway will dim just a little bit, less bright than they ordinarily would. But other than that, that's the big news. Now we can get on with the rest of it. Thanks for being here. It's time for Road Trip, when we get out and about and celebrate and explore and highlight the places that you just got to go see for yourself in North Carolina and in South Carolina. And today we are headed to Charleston. And no, we're not talking about food, although we could. And we're not talking about ghosts, although we could. We're not talking about architecture, although we could. I mean, there's a million reasons to go to Charleston, but we are headed to the Old Slave Mart Museum, and our buddy Kevin Sager is with us. Hey, Kevin, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, Kevin, established in where it opened in 1856, something like that?
That is correct.
And it is. So, I mean, Kevin, it's not, there's no way around it. This is exactly what it sounds like. It was a slave market, right?
That is correct. Yeah, this is it was a fully operational slave trading complex from 1856 to 1863. Charleston had banned street auctions, principally around the Exchange Building. It was banned in April, but that took effect in July. So July 1st, 1856, Thomas Ryan was a broker, somebody who assessed and purchased, sold properties for clients. Properties included people at that time. So he's going to open up a showroom. So what's behind me is the front facade of the Mart. The facade was constructed in 1859 by the second owner to give it a more professional entrance because it was a professional and legal business. So they're not hiding anything. It says Mart right across the top of it because that's what it is. It is a Mart to purchase property. And in January, the most consistent was, of course, people, enslaved people from South Carolina, from North Carolina, being sold into the Deep South through the domestic slave trade.
And of course, that city was eventually reclaimed by the U.S. Army. But the slave trading went on through 1865, right?
That is correct. Yeah. So they're going to move out of this facility. Ziba Oaks is going to see last sales in November of 63, not because of the Emancipation Proclamation, but because of shelling. This became a part of the shell district when the Union Army is shelling from James Island and Morris Island, the famous Glory movie, the 54th Massachusetts attacking Battery Wagner. Just 2 weeks later, the Union starts shelling Charleston. And so business really slowed down. People didn't want to be in the area. So Oaks will continue buying and selling people north of what is now Calhoun Street. And that will not end until February of 1865 when the 52nd Pennsylvania puts boots on the ground.
Kevin, it takes my breath away because you think of it, and I think part of us, we want to think of it. This is not a part of my experience. This is not a part of my life. This is long ago history, but I kind of look at it as 1865, a mere 100 years later. And now my grandfather was born in 1900. So only 35 years after that, my grandfather was on the planet. My mother was in college in
Mm.
1965. So it's only 100 years. And then here I am, the building still stands. This is very much, people can walk the grounds, and
Yes.
they have direct descendants that were traded, like you say, as property. In today, that we might go to a car auction or to any auction and hold up your paddle and, yeah, I'll bid. And it takes my breath away. And you think that not all that long ago, these are people's lives. These are spouses. These are children, and they're torn apart and they are sold in some ways on par, maybe, or even less than with cattle or with crops coming in from the field. And that really, this is, and we can't run away from it. I think that's a disservice to what was endured and to how we have changed and evolved over time. But this is where we come from, and we need to walk the grounds and find the stories for ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to find that it's very influential for what America is going to see over the next, well, it's pending, right? Over the
Sure.
next 160 years. There's absolutely changes made due to the institution of slavery. But really, it's what we talk about at the Old Slave Mart Museum is the business of slavery. It was very transactional. People weren't viewed as people. They were viewed as property, as an investment of labor. So it makes a lot of sense when we hear that planters had higher values on teenagers than anybody else because they're going to be alive for the next 20 years. They're going to provide production of 305 days a year for 20 years. So it was perceived as a better investment. So they're completely dehumanized. And the 13th Amendment is going to open the door to another avenue where it's very clear slavery is illegal unless you're convicted of a crime. So they're going to kind of channel how labor could be accessed in the penitentiary world. So in 1867, the Transcontinental Railroad was completed, and many of the people who worked on the Transcontinental Railroad were previously enslaved, and then they committed a crime and were sent out to the Union Pacific Railroad. So yeah, it's absolutely influential, and not just the buying and selling of people and what happened to each of those people. It's an American history influence that doesn't stop with one or another. There's many, many things, and it's Americans that are sold here for those 7 years. This is well after the transatlantic slave trade had been banned. So
Sure.
These are people who are 4, 5, sometimes 8 generation. They speak English. They're raised as Christian. Some of them have more of a Charlestonian accent than they do an African dialect. So it's very curious how this all happened. So we talk about it to kind of allow for history to teach us how horrible things could be if we don't become aware of it.
Right. And you almost become numb to it. Well, that's just the
Sure.
way it is. And that's how things happen. Folks, this is a story that I beg you to share with your children and your grandchildren, and invite your neighbors to make the trip to Charleston with you and go and see and experience and let it wash over your mind, heart, and soul. And an easy way to start in planning your trip is the oldslavemartmuseum.org. That's the website, the oldslavemartmuseum.org. And then, Kevin, once we get there, is this a day-long visit? What can we expect once we arrive? And if you will, share with us the hours, and should we make reservations? How's this all going to play out?
The museum is open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. It is only closed 3 days out of the year other than Sunday. That's Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day. Otherwise,
Okay.
It's open. It'll be open Labor Day and Indigenous People Day or Columbus Day, whichever is preferred. Oh, my bad.
Don't get run over now. Yeah.
So it's you don't have to book ahead of time. If it's a family, then you can purchase admission at the museum when you arrive. People spend between 30 minutes and 60 minutes looking through the museum exhibits. But as a staff, there is 2 presentations a day where we go deeper into what's going on in the 1850s. And we use a specific auction that happened here in 1860 of 235 people from outside of Charleston who are going to be sold on January 9th. And we talk about who they would have been and why this is all happening, what's going on. And we do that at 11 a.m. and at 3 p.m. So if people are looking for more context, not just the panels themselves, there's going to be a person who will talk about an auction that happened in 1860 at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Every day of the week. Well, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday.
Kevin, are we able, in some of these lofty things, we talk about slavery, and I'm going to hold it at arm's length because I don't want it to become too personal. I don't want to talk about children crying and people and hands, being pulled apart, and that becomes a visceral, it's an uncomfortable topic. But do we have names? Do we have birth dates? Do we know where these individuals went, where they came from? Are we able to put actual lives with just this general topic of this is the place where people were bought and sold, and I get it, that was wrong and bad, but we've moved on. And I think there are stories there that continue to impact families. Can we talk about those? Can we learn about those when we come visit?
Yeah, so McLeod Plantation, which is on James Island, they've done a great job of conducting research to find out McLeods that exist today. Many times after becoming free, people who were enslaved will take the last name of the plantation they were at because it's where they're from. So that's their land because they work that land. So they're going to take that name. That's how they could be found by other family members when those family members come back to Charleston. So we have an example in the museum of Hester Gadsden. She was sold. She was owned by James Gadsden in 1860, and then she was sold. So 7 years later, she had the last name Gadsden. Just in case her family comes looking for her, they'll either ask the plantation name, which is Pimlico, or the owner name, which is Gadsden, and that'll draw them to her. There have been a few times in the last few years that we've had someone come in and say, I have heard of a relative of mine who was sold here because they went to the McLeod Plantation and they were told about it. So there is research being done. It's a joint effort between many different entities, the Avery Research Center from the College of Charleston, the McLeod, the International African American Museum, which is in Charleston, and the City of Charleston employees that work with the Old Slave Mart Museum. We're looking into finding more about these people.
Sure. Here locally in Winston-Salem, in this community in Forsyth County, there was a plantation that was the Hoosier Plantation. And like you say, there are so many to this day residents in the area. And almost invariably, if you do the legwork, if they say Hoosier, it's from the white side of the family because the slaves needed a name when they finally found freedom, but they didn't want to honor the slave owner or the master. So they took the name, but they say it Hauser, not Hoosier. And so traditionally, if you see the name Hoosier, it's from the white side of that family. And if you see the name Hauser, it was in all likelihood, it can be traced back to the slaves that worked that plantation. Same name, but different pronunciation. It's a powerful testimony. And again, 100 years later, here we are having the same conversation. So the Slave Mart acquired by the city in 1988, renovated, about 2007? And now when we come to visit, is it one building, one room? What are we looking at?
2 floors. It's one building. It's 2 floors. There's separate exhibits. We're working on renovating the upper exhibit because it's owned by the city of Charleston. It's difficult to make changes to it, and long story. But we are making what we call temporary exhibits to redo the second floor. So there's one up at the moment, and we're working to put up more as time goes on. What's up there now is from 2005, the Schoenberg Project from New York. It was a massive ordeal, revolutionary for its time 20 years ago. The Old Slave Mart Museum opened in 2007, revolutionary for its time. It's 19 years ago.
That seems impossible, doesn't it? You go 2000. It was 25 years ago. Well, thanks for making us all feel older, right? And so originally, as I understand it, and Kevin, tell me if I'm on the right thing, at the Slave Mart, there was a kitchen, there was an infirmary, even a 4-story jail, and then you had the lot or the slave pen where they were held before going to market, right?
That is absolutely correct. Fully operational complex. So all that's behind me is the showroom. What was behind that, which have since been torn down, was a 4-story warehouse or jail where people were detained. Before they were detained, that yard was used to physically and psychologically inspect each person so that they could be advertised in a broadside or a newspaper advertisement, because they want to tell all of their prospective clients what they could be seeing on the day of auction. The kitchen house is used to refeed these individuals who have experienced a journey. Maybe they've walked from Greenville. Maybe they've been ferried in from Norfolk, Virginia, maybe Baltimore, Maryland, and now they're here and they're starving and they're going to be fed to be beefed up to sell for higher prices. The morgue was used to detain people who are ill to prevent the spread of disease so that brokers don't lose out on property sales. So it really was all about dehumanizing. I've learned so much from cattle ranchers in the United States. They know exactly this information. It's just the terminology is a little different, and the product is very different, but they know exactly how auctions work and they haven't changed.
Folks, this is a story that you must share and that you must teach to your children so that we would be well served, and all humanity indeed, to not repeat the mistakes of our past, and that we can do better and we can grow and we can bloom and we can find common ground. And let's dwell in that. There is light to be found coming out of the shadows. And you can be a part of the education of the Old Slave Mart Museum.org. It's in Charleston. You got all kinds of opportunity. And Kevin, we'll have to visit again, but there is plenty of architecture and plenty of food and plenty of ghosts to explore and share while we're in town, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of that.
Lots of that. And for you golfers, I know, just go and go on down and you'll be fine. All right, Kevin, we got to get, but I appreciate the visit, my friend. Have a spectacular Wednesday.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy hump day. Take care.
You as well. That's right. Kevin Sager with the Old Slave Mart Museum, and that is Road Trip. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, Susie Hamilton and What Had Happened Was next on Carolina Times on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. See you in a minute.
This is Con Knipple from the Charlotte Hornets, and you're listening to Tobacco Road Sports Radio, your home for live sports in the Triad.
Kernersville, it's game on. Your new home for cold beer, killer food, and every game that matters. Check out the menu with everything from Wagyu burgers to loaded hot dogs, crispy buffalo wings, and signature sauces. Take in every NFL, NBA, college, and primetime sports matchup on massive screens, plus cornhole, DJ parties, karaoke nights, and a huge selection of arcade games. Bring your crew, bring your A game, bring your hunger. Game On Brew Pub, 727 East Mountain Street in Kernersville.
Make your next meal special at Elizabeth's Pizza in Walkertown. Bring the whole family for handcrafted pizza, classic pasta, fresh salads, wings, and meals the kids will love. Or enjoy a relaxing evening for two with a glass from Elizabeth's vast wine selection. Stop by for delicious lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Plus, catch Walkertown Wolfpack football in the Wolves Den live on the patio every Wednesday night in season at 7:30 p.m. Dine in or order online at elizabethspizzaws.com. Elizabeth's Pizza, Walkertown, where great food brings Walkertown together.
Every student's journey is unique. Their growth might be academic, growing spiritually, or building strong character. Whatever growth they're seeking, find it at Triad Baptist Christian Academy in Kernersville. Since 2005, TBCA has partnered with families to provide a Christ-centered environment where students grow academically, spiritually, and personally. From preschool to high school, they develop strong character and pursue excellence. Learn more about the missions and values of Triad Baptist Christian Academy at tbcnow.org.
Hey Triad, got plumbing problems? Call the pros at Cardinal Plumbing and Drain Services. Clogged drain? No hot water? Leak driving you crazy? Cardinal's got you covered with expert drain cleaning, water heater repair, sewer services, and more, all from a licensed and insured local team that you can trust. They're family-owned, fast, and reliable, with straightforward pricing and top-tier service every time. Don't wait. Call 336-848-9499 or visit call-cardinal.com right now. When your pipes say no, Cardinal says go. Cardinal Plumbing and Drain Services, Kernersville's call for quality.
I'm Sam Farber, radio play-by-play broadcaster for the Charlotte Hornets, and you're listening to Tobacco Road Sports Radio, your home for Charlotte Hornets basketball in the Triad.
With me, Jeffrey Griffin on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. Thanks for being here. You see, what had happened was, and now, sadly, we have two more to add to this week. Susi Hamilton is here. I love Susi. Susi, go ahead. Let's just get out the Kleenex. Dolly Parton and Tim Curry in the same week. What in the world is going on?
I was just on my way back from the nail salon, and I heard that Tim Curry had died. He was my favorite. You know, and Parker grew up on watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show every Halloween of her entire life. Yeah.
What terrible parenting. I'm already on probation because I decided, I don't know if I told you this, by the way, Susie and I are lifelong friends, for those of you who your first conversation. And so Vicky is my wife, for those of you that are, again, new to the show. And so I made the declaration at our house that it was time for Sophia and Miles to watch Animal House, the unedited. Well, awesome. Mrs. Griffin didn't take to it too hard, and she's a much better person than I am. So, Stella, do you mind that you're interrupting? So,
don't worry, you may see a kitten fly across.
I was gonna say, and Susie's just got two new cats, right?
I do. Kittens.
Kitty. Ooh, Susie, I've been looking at. Now, here's the thing. I didn't find out till later in life that I'm allergic to cats. And when I found out and I went home, I was still living at home. Do you mind? That gone. And I went home and I told my mama, I was still living at home. I said, Mama, I'm allergic to cats. And thinking that we were going to do something about it, she said, I'm sorry for you.
Hate it for you, buddy. You know, that's how you know. I'm going to tell you a little story. And this is how you'll know that Margaret raised me too.
Oh, my gosh.
So my loving husband of 28 years or something like that in that neighborhood, I told him before we got married, that if he was going to live with me, he was going to have to get over his cat allergy.
See?
I did. I had no sympathy for him, did not care. If he wanted to come live with me, he was living with cats. I come with kitty cats. I do.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? He has been delightful about it. The kitties love him, and he no longer has an allergy. Poof.
I was saying, after a while, you just have to come to the resignation that, okay, this is the way it is. So that said,
I also told him he was going to eat whatever I put on the table.
Well, that works. That's fair. That's completely fair.
I thought that was fair.
Absolutely. And I've been looking at, because you getting the kitties kind of inspired me. Mm-hmm. I want a Maine Coon cat.
They're the best.
Oh my gosh.
They are the best.
Y'all, they're the best. Oh, there's one kitty. What is that one's name?
This one's Holiday.
Okay.
They're happy. The two kittens are Happy and Holiday.
Holiday. That's because it's
like
got too
Holiday.
many syllables. Yeah, I got it. I get it. I know where that comes from. All right. But they the Maine Coon cats, and if you don't know, y'all, Maine Coon cats are enormous. I mean, they're this big, but they're very docile, they're gentle, great with dogs. Cat. And and I don't know. I talked with Stella May about it, and I'm not sure that Stella May would take. I think she'd be all right, but I don't know. So it's a work in progress. So right now, I have uncle status with Susie's cats.
That's right. Say hey to Uncle Jeff, Happy.
That's the other one. Oh, precious. Does she clean your glasses?
Yeah. No, they type on my computer.
Oh,
they like the way it sounds when I'm typing on the computer, so they come to, join in the fun.
I get Stella May hates electronic devices. And I kid you not, if she sees you on the cell phone, she will come and knock it out of your hand.
Oh my gosh.
And be like,
Holiday will watch TV.
You need to, with me, put down the phone. This is my time. So there you go. Anyway, all right. So Susie, what Susie's here to talk about is what happened in North or South Carolina history this week. So what have you got for us?
We can talk about it. I feel like there's so much to say about Dolly.
Uh-huh.
And there's so much to say about Tim Curry. And, and we'll get to the other, but it's just, if the world ever needed those two people to be present at any time in our history, it is now.
And that's true.
I am hopeful, truly hopeful that, the unity that they brought across so many different, lines that they're that's going to help ease us along as a world and a country right now. I really hope.
Well, with Dolly, it didn't matter what size you were, what color you were, where you went to church, if you went to church, whoever you wanted to love, she thought you ought to go and love that person the best you could. It was about leaving the world a better place. Let's feed the hungry and teach children how to read. And then we'll all come together and sing a song together. And wouldn't life be grand if we all had a little more of that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would be. She was so smart. I mean, just emotionally intelligent, just wicked, street smarts. She just always knew how to bring it down, like how to make it real for people.
And able to just laugh at herself and laugh at her others. I mean, and I'm not making fun of Dolly. I'd be the last one to make fun of Dolly. She said, y'all don't know how much money it takes to look this cheap. I mean, and she.
I know, I read that today. But my favorite one was they asked her, had she ever been asked, to run for office, to run for president? And she said, oh, yeah. And they said, what'd you say? And she said, oh, there have already been too many boobs in the White House.
Speaking of, this one was great. I didn't quote this one today, not yet. Somebody asked her about her shoes at some press conference, about her heels. And she said, well, darling, I have little feet. Nothing grows in the shade. Are you really? I mean, so, and I know a lot of people, and I mean this truly, a lot of people will go through life thinking, I'm too tall, or I'm too fat, or I'm too short, or my hair's not the right color, or look at me. And Dolly would just tell you, darling, come on. There is room on the bus for you too.
Yep.
Right?
Always.
And then on to Tim Curry. So I got to tell you, I'd heard about people going in our demographic, people going to the movie theater at Thruway Shopping Center and watching the Friday night Rocky Horror Picture Show. Maybe it was Saturday night, I don't know. And people would say the lines back to them, and they would throw stuff at the screen that was completely inappropriate. And and at first time I went, I was scared. I thought, all these wackos in here, are you serious? What are we doing? And all that. And I was totally intimidated. I sat on the back row because I on the aisle, because if I needed to get up and go, I was going. And once you were there, you had to go, did that really happen? And again, it was so much fun to come together and be irreverent and to make fun of the status quo. And there is, I think, very much in Rocky Horror Picture Show of you two belong. Even if you march to the beat of your own drummer, there's a place for you in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he embodied the whole TV, theater. He must have had like 300% the normal amount of nerves and tendons in his face to make him, to be able to do the things he was able to do. I mean, it projected. It was so incredible. It projected even from the stage that far away. I mean, he had the look, and it worked for theater. It worked for it worked for film. It just worked,
Mm-hmm.
Then he had a stroke. It was kind of tragic, but
right. And he played Rooster Hannigan.
Say again.
He was Rooster Hannigan in Annie.
He was, yeah.
Now, one of the ultimate and
baby.
An undervalued bad guy. Yeah. And you just because right when you go against Daddy Warbucks and Annie, it's like you're taking on America, right? Because they're so wholesome and good.
Yeah,
and Tim Curry, is just the ultimate. Oh yeah, Easy
Yeah.
Street, don't you know it?
Yeah,
And
he was doing
Chasing
what he
Annie.
had to do, man.
Yeah,
Daddy
And
Warbucks, the industrialist, is over there hanging out,
don't you
trying
know?
to raise up an orphan.
You did not know Tim Curry is directly, people would never believe this, and it's not a story that you just whip out. I mean, it's not, because people go, okay, that's wacko, Jeffrey, that makes no sense. But since we're on it, Tim Curry is directly attributable to in the line of my success on stage. And I don't think I've ever told this story before. Before Susie and I met, we did South Pacific, and I played the role of Luther Billis, and who's a sailor. And in one of the scenes, Billis is supposed to wear a grass skirt. So I had red boxers with hearts on them and a grass skirt from the
And
big
a
and tall
coconut
floor,
bikini top.
and a coconut bra, and I was totally paranoid and outdone and absolutely intimidated at that. And I think I may have been 16 at the time.
Probably. No, maybe not even.
And maybe 15 or 16.
Maybe 50. Yeah, yeah.
And I was so, oh my gosh, I'm just totally intimidated by this. And the first night we did that number, and my mother, ripped me a new one on the way home. And she said, and I thought she came down to it, she said, "You cannot do that scared." And there were some grown-up words in there. And finally it came down to it. She said, "Do it or don't do it. But we're not messing around." And I thought about that, and I'll tell you the truth. Rocky Horror Picture Show came on TV that night, late. And I watched Tim Curry walk out, and they're not just on stage, but on film. So like it's there forever, right? You can never undo it. And he's there, and the role demanded that he wear lingerie. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, you know, if he could do that in lingerie and he's famous, I guess I can wear a coconut bra and do that number. And the next time we did that number, and when we finally got to the show and the crowd roared, and the crowd
was hilarious.
And it was, and you go, oh, there's something to that. And if it were not for Tim Curry, I don't believe I would have ever done that. I was just so, yeah. And from then on, you kind of get this freedom of, I'm not going to worry what the rest of the world judges me to do. I'm just going to go for it. And boy, it worked. And so, yeah. And so ever since then, Tim Curry always gets bonus stars in my book. You know, if I'd ever see his name in the credits, it wouldn't even matter. Go, ooh, I have to watch that.
I'd go watch it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's Tim Curry, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good stuff.
And it was beyond cultish. I mean, he was just such a great character, but also he honored people on and off stage, you know, as did Dolly Parton. I mean, you know,
he
lost two angels.
You know, and people, Susie, you know this. Performers oftentimes get criticized because we don't want you to make a political statement. We don't care how you feel. We want to be entertained. They were able, through their artistry, to transcend that and say, we're going to be good people and be world-class performers, two of the very best to ever do it.
And everybody's welcome.
Everybody. And that's the way it should be, right?
That's the way it should be.
Whether you're allergic to cats or not.
All cats welcome. The Hamiltons.
Yeah, all cats, especially the Maine Coon cats.
Oh, God, they're so cute. And they get really big. And they have long hair and they're sweet personalities. I had one named Francis.
Did you have a coon cat?
I did have a Maine Coon. We went through
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we're
the closest I ever got.
I love it.
I stole a cat from college when I was at School of the Arts. We had a cat that used to come into our classroom every day. And finally, after about a semester, I asked that cat, and he looked I'm sure he was half Maine Coon cat.
Do you think he understood what you were saying?
Well, I looked at him and I called him Henry because he had great big hair and he looked like a king. So I called him King Henry. You know, it was this big mane. I said, "Henry, do you want to go home with me?" And he kind of meow, and he followed me all the way out to the parking lot and got in my car and came home and lived the rest of his days at our house.
Oh.
So
Sweet
he used to
Jeffrey
sit in
and
the
Henry.
yard and talk to squirrels. The squirrels would get up in those big oak trees around my house and throw acorns at him. And you hear
Well,
them
birds would
chattering.
get up there and scream at him too.
And Henry would sit at the bottom of that tree and he would just row, 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 row. And another acorn would come down and be like, row, 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 row. It was fabulous. Just sit out there on the porch and watch him. And he would finally fall asleep. The squirrels would come down the tree and stand over him and kind of look at him and go, "You big dummy." And then they'd run off and scamper off and they'd do it again the next day.
What are you going to do?
All right, what are
Man,
you gonna
we've blown our history opportunity.
Well,
here.
we'll do it another time. We had more important stuff.
We were going to talk about Dolly Madison, who was born in Greensboro.
All right.
Right? Is that right? Check
Yeah.
Susie's reading comprehension.
I'm looking here. I looked it up. She was born in Guilford County.
Well, that's close enough to Greensboro, ain't it?
That counts in Greensboro. Yeah, that
Well,
counts.
there you go. I didn't know
First
that.
lady?
Our
a local girl.
Our very own Dolly Madison was born in Guilford County, North Carolina.
Go ahead. There.
How do we not know that? Is there a statue?
Who knows? There should be. All right,
There should
we're
be.
out of time. So
Okay.
there's your nugget. Go and Google Dolly Madison and learn all you can. Susie, you are the best. Love you bunches. Have a spectacular Wednesday.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Susie. She'll be back another time for what were we doing? Oh yeah, what had happened was. All right, everybody, take another break. When we come back, Emmett Page going to join me and Stella May, the grumpy English bulldog, for Who Knew, next on Carolina Times on Tobacco Road Sports Radio.
Tired of your current salon?
When you own a home, decisions can have a lot of gray area.
Okay, which paint color? Misty gray, mountain gray, or greyhound gray?
What about whispering gray?
Home insurance can feel like it has gray area too. That's why State Farm has local agents to help you choose the right coverage for your needs. So get out of the gray.
Let's just go red.
And help protect your home with a good neighbor.
When you want the real deal, call Susanna Nunn in Kernersville today.
Football season is here, and whether you're setting up the tailgate, fixing up the yard before a big game, or tackling a project around the house, Northwest Ace Hardware has everything you need. Visit us in Walkertown on Old Hollow Road or in Winston-Salem on Robin Hood Road. Northwest Ace Hardware, your neighborhood hardware store with the brands you trust and the help you actually need.
Ready to transform your home? Call RL Home and Construction, proudly serving Walkertown and communities across the Triad. Specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling, RL Home and Construction delivers dependable service, expert craftsmanship, and results designed around your family's needs. RL Home and Construction is also a proud supporter of Walkertown Wolfpack High School Athletics and the Wolfpack Sports Network. Call 336-287-2959 today to schedule your consultation. RL Home and Construction. People first, quality always.
Walkertown Auto Sales. Look no further when shopping for your next vehicle. Located in the heart of the Triad at 3076 Walkertown View Drive in Walkertown, Walkertown Auto Sales specializes in affordable and reliable used cars, trucks, and SUVs. They offer financing with good credit, bad credit, or no credit, with interest rates as low as 3.9%. With knowledgeable employees that are always willing to go the extra mile, you'll drive away with the car of your dreams at Walkertown Auto Sales. Check out the entire online inventory now at walkertownautosales.com.
Are you ready for a taste adventure like no other? Monte D. Rey Mexican Restaurant in Kernersville is here to take you on a flavor-filled journey straight to Mexico. Savor the sizzle of our mouth-watering fajitas, indulge in our signature enchiladas, and experience the true essence of Mexican cuisine. Wash it all down with our handcrafted margaritas or refreshing tequila-infused cocktails. Bring your friends, bring your family. Let the vibrant ambiance of Monte D. Rey turn every meal into a fiesta. Monte D. Rey Kernersville. Taste the authentic flavors of Mexico. Call 336-310-4560 or visit and order online at montedreykernersville.com. Blue Naples Pizzeria in Kernersville is now hiring. Come work for one of the best Italian restaurants in the Triad. Currently hiring dishwashers, cooks, front cashiers, and more. Great hours, great pay. Give them a call at 336-993-7707 or stop by and inquire at 1519 Union Cross Road in Kernersville. Start working this week. Blue Naples Pizza.
It's the high school football game of the week.
Listen, man, tonight is the night to make a name for yourself.
Not one, but two of the best games in the Triad every Friday.
All comes down to today.
Catch the action on WTOB 980 AM and 96.7 FM. Or tune in to our second game on WCOG 1320 AM. Both games powered by TobaccoRoadSportsRadio.com, your home for Triad Sports.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jeffrey, along with Big E, Emmett Page on Carolina Times, Tobacco Road Sports Radio, and Stella May, the grumpy English bulldog, meandering around the old home place as well. Emmett's bouncing baby girl is navigating her first week of college classes. Has she called her homework assistant yet?
No, I'm actually calling her for homework assistance because she's super, super smart. She is at Wake Forest, and I went to NC State, so I know shapes, colors, and cows.
Oh, my God.
You know?
If you want to drive a tractor, go to State. Here, okay, now, this is funny. And you and I will think it's funny when we're probably the only two, and that's fine. I'm good with that. You know, Abby and Emmett's daughter is just stupid smart. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, just okay. Yep. One of those where you go, stop talking, you make me feel dumb. All right, really?
Absolutely.
All right. Now, Sophia Griffin also, and last year, I think Sophia maybe got her first B, and I had to talk her off the ledge. Honey, it's fine. All is well. Everything's good. Well, okay. Now, Sophia, Emmett, and she means this. Her goal in every class is to keep the 100 that she starts the year with.
That's a good goal.
Well, I mean, more power to her, right? So
I keep that for the first 2 minutes.
Well, I get those notices on the phone every time a grade's put in. You know, you can sign up for that sort of thing. So I do that, not in case something catastrophic happens. I want to know so we can, act accordingly, whatever, and all that. Well, I got a notice today, and I had to pull it up and look at it. And Emmett, Sophia Griffin, out of a possible 25 points on an assignment, she only got 24.5. She only got 24 and a half.
Oh, God. She's going to end up going to Orange County Community College.
I mean to tell you, she lives
in Chapel Hill, by the way, but Orange County Community College.
That's right. So that knocks her quarter grade is now a 99 point whatever, but the 100 is gone. And Emmett, and it's one of her best classes. It was in a French class, so it's French 3. But I have laughed all morning because I can tell you when I see her, she's going to be frothing at the mouth about
shame. Shame, gloom, and despair.
I know, and she will not find it the slightest bit humorous, which is only going to egg me on even more, right? I mean, oh my gosh. So bless her heart. All right, enough about these smart children. What are we talking about in the remedial group?
Well, in the remedial group, we're going to talk about slang, and not just any type of slang.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about slang like today's slang, like that's sus, and like they can't finish the word out, right? That's sus, or A push is AP US history. And I'm like, can we just not? Yep. And I'm sitting here going, okay, well, here we go. Well, back in the 1920s, we have a lot of slang that we still, quote unquote, use today, right?
Really?
Yeah, we sure do. A couple of them that we deal with or that we hear a long time was along for the ride. Like, I'm along for the ride.
That started in the 20s?
Yeah, it started in 1921. And it was, we were laughing because I normally get told this when I go to Disney World with the family. It's like, you're just along for the ride. Just be quiet, which is really funny because I'm the one driving and I'm the one that's providing security. So, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm just, yeah. It is what it is.
Emmett, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I couldn't now. That was kind of like a space invader interrupted you. But something about at Disney World, they tell you can go along for the ride.
Yeah, they tell me I'm just here for I'm just along for the ride. That's it. I provide security. I drive the whole distance, but I'm along for the ride. So
fair enough.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, I say that at Christmas time we go looking at Christmas lights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come along for the ride. Come on, I'm going. Y'all can stay or go if you want to. Make up your mind.
Typically I stay because all lights look the same to me.
They do not.
They do too. I'm colorblind.
Are you? How did I not know that?
Mm-hmm.
You just got to embrace the sparkle, Emmett.
Say again?
You got to embrace the sparkle.
Well, I embrace the sparkle, but if they have a lot of inflatables, then I'm good. I got to have inflatables. Yeah.
I got it. All right. That we can make do. All right. What else you got?
All right. What about this one? When do you think Blind Date started?
My junior year.
Right. It never worked out for me. Just fair warning with the whole blind dates thing. Actually, 1921.
A blind
1921. Date? Yeah, blind date. So you know what a blind date is. Everybody knows what a blind date is. But it started back in 21. So
1921.
1921, not 18. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
What about?
I wish them well. All right.
Yeah. What about this? You always had a friend in school that you had to pair up with, right?
Oh yeah, the buddy system.
Yeah, the buddy system, absolutely. And we use that in scouts. You got to have a buddy. Like if at night you always have to have a second person with you to go to the bathroom or wherever you're going. You can't be by yourself. When do you think that started?
Oh, I'm guessing maybe as soon as school started. I would think, Little House on the Prairie,
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to the outhouse, take the buddy system, right?
Well, hopefully it's a 2-seater, not a 1-seater.
I would
that
hope.
would make things awkward.
It would.
1920 is when that started.
Well, all right. Who knew? Not me. All right, keep going. It's fascinating.
What about this one? How many times have you heard or said, "I wish I could be a fly on the wall" for that conversation?
Ooh, my superhero power to be invisible. Yes, okay.
Yes, there are so many times that I want to be the fly on the wall when I know that somebody's getting chewed out, just so I can learn new words. Right. That started back in 1927.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All we have to do, we need Harry Potter's invincibility cloak.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I would love that.
Be the fly on the wall.
I could be the fly on the wall. What about this one? What do you call mechanics besides people that take my money?
You're my mechanic. I don't know. Okay.
Well, they're always called grease monkeys.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what we were talking about. Yeah, you're right. I can see that. Absolutely.
And that started back in 1927. How about this one? On screen.
Well, from the beginnings of Hollywood, I would think.
Absolutely. Started back in 1929. But off screen, things that appeared off screen, or you had people's lives that were off screen, because they're never really the same on screen versus off screen.
Right.
Didn't even appear until 3 years later. So I guess everybody was on screen.
Whether they knew it or not. So you are on screen, baby. You are on screen. All right, Evan, time runs short. Give us a couple more, including your favorite.
All right, what about this one? Pecking order. When I tell you pecking order, what does that mean?
Oh, who's the favorite child?
Absolutely. Do you know it actually, and it was me, by the way, I was the favorite. It started back in 27, and it wasn't for status. It was actually to see who got to eat first in the chicken coop.
Oh, literally? You mean like hens pecking? Or I did not see that one coming. All right.
Yeah, it was animal behavior. And then the last one, you ready for this one?
All right.
What do you normally say when you watch a murder mystery? What do we always want to know when somebody like Murder, She Wrote?
Who did it?
Who done it? Absolutely.
Who done it? Yes.
Who
Who done
done
it? Right.
So
Okay.
this started back in 1930 when it first caught on. American journalist and critic Donald Forden, he's the one that came up with it.
Columbo.
It was like a who done it.
Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosed Murder, Quincy, Matlock. Oh,
Mentalist.
The
Mentalist.
The Mentalist is a fabulous show.
Absolutely. Drew's into that now, my son, and he loves The Mentalist, and he thinks he can play people, and he's like, I think, and I'm like, shut up. Just stop. You are all of 15. The only thing you can think of is bubblegum.
NCIS. It's all good.
Love NCIS.
Oh, yeah.
Gibbs. Got to have the Gibbs rules.
Tony and Diva. We need them. And yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I hope they come back.
Me too. Emmett, we are flat more out of time. I got to get, buddy. We'll do it again another day.
All right. Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Emmett Page, everybody. I love that man lots. And who knew? Now you got a little more wisdom and knowledge than you had just 10 minutes ago. All right, everybody. I got to get. Emmett's got important things to do. We'll see you Friday at 1 p.m. for the next Carolina Times. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a great Wednesday. Carolina Times on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. See you next time. Bye.